Greetings.
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Can you hear
Can you hear
me? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Go
Yeah, I just
groovy.
this past week I upgraded to Windows 11, so I had to reset all my stuff.
Upgraded to what? Upgraded to what?
Upgraded to Windows 11.
Oh,
Yeah, I finally
yeah.
took the plunge. I was holding off for a long time.
I switched over less than a year ago.
There are certain things I like and certain things I don't like.
I really haven't found anything. Of course, I'm not a hardcore user. I mean, I use the machine a lot, but my tasks are pretty narrow. So, man, Caramadog just let me know. He messaged me. I forgot there was a match today. I thought there were no matches.
Oh.
Being Labor Day.
Did you start recording this one late, or?
I just now turned it on.
Ah, alright.
Yeah, I just logged in.
The score is 0-0 anyway, and there's really nothing been going on.
30. Yeah. Well, that's shocking.
As we could, yeah, exactly.
Oh man, Caramadog messaged me. Hey, oh. Caramadog
Yeah, when
will.
I didn't see you on, I was like, oh crap, I hope his jaw wasn't hurting over the night or something.
Yeah, I've been having some issues, but
Hmm.
kind of comes and goes, that's.
Is it based off of what you eat? Like, if you eat something super chewy?
Nope. It's just the timing of taking the medication,
Oh.
If I don't, if I don't take the medications right as I'm falling asleep, I end up waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and it's hurting so bad I can't stand it and I can't go back to sleep, and it takes over an hour for the pain meds to start kicking in again. So it's
Yeah.
it's
But the
pretty
thing is, you
miserable.
can't continue to take the pain meds all the time. It'll get weaker, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing is I don't I try to avoid taking them as long as possible, as long as I can stand it. And so sometimes I neglect to take one as I'm falling asleep, and I end up waking up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. I try to make it to 6 hours. But it's generally 4.
6 hours of sleep?
No, 6 hours before I take another pill.
Oh, okay.
I try to space it out to 6 hours between taking it.
Yeah.
To keep it from building a tolerance, to keep my tolerance level, so the pain meds actually work when I do take them. Yep.
Did the
That's the
doctor
biggest.
say that, like, the pain will eventually get weaker,
Well,
or?
the actual surgeon himself, the surgeons themselves have said there's no telling how long, because there's major nerve damage. I mean, they cut.
Yeah, that was major work you had done.
Yeah, they
There's
cut
no way around that.
Yeah, they cut every nerve in my jaw. I mean, every nerve in the lower part of my face and neck was cut.
Yeah.
And some of them will grow back, and you get some feeling back. But like right now, I cannot feel my lower lip or my chin. It's just like been, the skin on the surface. I can't feel it. Like he touched my lip, I can't.
So it's
There is.
like it's kind of dangerous. You might bite yourself, and
Yeah,
then you won't
you
even know.
can. Yeah. Well, like it's yeah, but now down inside in the bone, and down deep, I can feel it, and that's where the pain is
Yeah.
in the bone. That bone is my leg.
Yeah.
And so all the, from removing my jaw, they cut everything, muscles, everything. I mean, this is a pretty involved process. It took about 11 hours, 12 hours of surgery. There's multiple surgeons working on me at the same time after the first surgery. There's probably, 8, 10 surgeons in there. The one team working on removing my leg, the other team creating my jaw out of the leg bone, and the team sewing it back up, sewing my leg back shut, putting my leg back together. The other team, putting in my jaw and removing my jaw. It was a lot of intense work.
Does your leg hurt after all that work they did?
A little bit. Not that bad. It's not insufferable.
It's not like the jaw where it's hurting all the time.
Exactly. Yeah. Jaw. Yeah. My leg. It's just kind of a dull ache. I can endure it. The Advil takes care of it, but not my jaw.
Yeah.
A lot of nerves in your face. It's definitely a thrilling match.
Yeah, it's not really going anywhere. I don't know why Legacy he didn't use his weasel.
Oh. Let's see what he's.
He's in his warbird. I think he does that because he doesn't want to be a one-trick pony, but
Right.
really he's best in the weasel no matter
Well,
what.
I think it's probably the ship that he uses. I think depends on who he's playing with. And
Yeah.
I think that he probably, if he's got good support around him, he'll do his weasel. But a good weasel needs a good player to follow up, back him up. I mean, he's playing with Mirror, Bick, Boom Job. Oh well, Tuna. Killed by Bick. Did nothing. Well, I did miss one kill.
I'm confused on the whatchamacallit. On people's aliases. I thought the PLAJE guy, I thought he was adept, but obviously not.
No, he's
If
not.
adept, no.
That's
Oh,
no, he's J Plank.
oh, it's Jay Plank. Oh, okay.
Yep.
I got confused.
Yeah, some of these.
Yeah, I can't keep track of everybody's names.
Yeah,
Too
well,
much.
that was the nice thing that they did to eliminate the aliases, bring them back to the permit list. Yeah, I really.
the
It was getting out of control. I mean, hell, everybody, half the players in an arena would be aliased.
uh,
You had no idea. It's no way you can keep up with who they are.
well, Powerball, we have the alias command, so you can easily tell who's who. They don't
Oh,
have it here though.
yeah, yeah. That's right. I recall that now.
Yeah. But yeah,
Legacies.
it's not the only reason they did it here. It's so that they could put all the stats on under one
Yeah.
name.
Yep. Get the E
Yeah.
rating. Make it the E rating accurate.
Well,
Because that
it's
really
not very
screwed.
accurate. However, it works.
That really, yeah. That E rating
It's
still is
it's a
bullshit. I
really
mean,
messed up system. Yeah.
because I think I'm like maybe have
Negative
struggled,
something.
battled my way back to zero. Yeah, I've been at negative, like a negative 22 and negative 70,
Yeah. I
and I
think
got
that E rating system, I think it's based on off if you win or lose, which is like kind of crappy.
all right.
Like I don't think it should be based on that. Ooh,
Uh,
Legacy almost died.
yeah, he's been taking a little heat. Yeah, it's
Yeah. It's because I don't know, when I was playing and I'm forced to play on the four weaker players versus, four stronger players. There's like no chance I'm gonna win.
right. Well, I'm in that
And that's the
position
only games
quite
that I could
often.
get into. So
That's
that,
exactly the position I'm in.
so that's why I gave up. Well, now I would assume with with the queuing system,
Hmm.
it's probably better.
Well,
But it's not
SBT,
perfect,
yeah,
because their E rating is already completely skewed.
yeah, right.
And then they still have the non-queued games, which are hooking into the same rating system,
Well,
which makes no sense.
you got these guys that are bitching about SBT and how it fucks up everybody. Hell, all they gotta do, they can that the other arenas are there.
Yeah,
Go to your
it's messed up
squad.
with the
Just
that
go
they
ahead,
mix the ratings together
put your
because
team together and go off into that squad practice zone and spam for somebody to come play you.
uh, I've seen that some people just aren't playing SBT. Instead,
Right,
they're waiting for when they can get into the
right.
cap thingy and stack a team,
Yep, yep.
and that's how they are gaming. It's like they're gamifying the whole E rating
Well,
system. So
there's
it's not. It makes it even further not accurate.
there's a couple of players on my squad that are vocal opponents to SBT and uh,
Uh,
lobies in general. Just they're the ones that you see that are most vocal about how SBT
the
sucks.
problem is the game doesn't have enough players, so that
Exactly,
you can't
exactly.
separate. And
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
reason the
This
system
isn't.
I built in that thing.
Yeah,
It's similar to SBT in that
yeah.
like it's going to combine everybody together,
Hmm.
but mine will combine. It'll start the match immediately once you have 8 players.
Yeah.
Whereas the SBT thing, I don't know, it's doing something funny,
Yeah, well, somebody could
and it's
still
preventing you
opt
from
out.
playing in certain matches, which is kind of messed up.
Well, you see it so often where somebody, it says, okay, we got, okay, and oh, sorry, it looks like somebody bailed, and it,
Uh, yeah, I have the same thing in my system. Like it will actually punish the person that didn't ready up, but
yeah,
it's just basically saying, oh, you can't play for a certain amount of time.
right.
So that time's configurable, but I don't know what they do here. I haven't even looked at what, like I stopped playing before around the time they introduced the SBT.
Mm, I got you.
It's like I put all that effort into building the other thing, and they didn't even look at it. Instead, they built. Instead, their answer was to build their own SBT thing. So,
Huh.
oh well.
I don't understand that.
Well, I think it's a control thing.
Yeah. Well,
It's like my thing
that's
is free, it's open source. Anyone can use it.
yeah.
And that's why Fong is using it right now on his Nexus Zone.
Well,
Because
that very
anybody can
thing.
run it, and I'll help anyone to run it, whoever wants to.
Well, that control thing that you're talking about. That's the very reason that I was taken out as a billing op. Ghost Ship made me. Yeah, it makes me a billing. He gave me the same powers as well everybody else. I mean, well, there's different levels, but I had, you know, the only one above what I could do was Ghost Ship. He's the
Yeah.
only one that can create ops.
Yeah, I never really messed with the SSC biller thingy that much. I had access back when I was running Turf Zone for a short time.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that the zone died very quickly, but
Uh,
I never really needed to do anything. Like the zone was so much dying that at some point cheaters weren't even coming in.
well, I think that Howie got a little bit out of shape about it. When I said that he misunderstood what I said, though. I said that, you know, I alluded to the fact that Ghost Ship did actually say to me, well, that he didn't want to override what Quan was the one that bitched about it, me having access to it. Eventually, Quan was the reason that I got removed. And I said,
Huh.
man, I told the Ghost, I said, man, just override this dude. He says, well, he said, I don't want my bot guy to get bent out of shape about it. You know, he's talking about Halu. And he
I
said,
don't know, man.
well, it's all just, just like you said, it's all control.
Yeah,
People want to have
that's why
control.
it's like, yeah, I'm okay writing the software. I don't want to run like a zone. It's too
Right,
much headache with that. Already, I'm
right.
trying like Poit is, he's not around for Powerball,
Mm-hmm.
and so he gave me mod powers there,
Mm-hmm.
and it's annoying. Like there are certain people that are just trying to ruin the game for others,
Right, right.
and I don't want to deal with that stuff. I just want to play the game, and
Well, see,
you know,
I did that. What I have was sysop and alpha, and I had sysop level powers in alpha, and primarily my job was just to try to get cheaters out of the game.
yeah, it was a bad time back then.
Oh shit! It was a full
Yeah,
time. I spent more time being a subspace cop than I did playing.
yeah,
There's so many different
yeah.
ways to cheat, and then even after we got Bang, Bang made a huge difference.
Oh yeah, that was a you
Oh
know
man,
that's
that
what
was
kind of saved the game.
yep, sure did.
That in combination with Continuum.
And yeah, yep, yep,
Yeah, it wouldn't have worked without both.
right. I think it was around 2003 that I left for World of Warcraft. I got sucked into that vortex for 10 years.
10 years
Uh,
of that game. Wow, I
yeah,
don't think I've played anything
yeah.
that long.
I played WoW for 10 solid years, and I left subspace. Just completely left subspace alone for almost 10 years.
Yeah,
Uh,
I left subspace alone for 17 years.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah, even when I was developing the zone server, I actually wasn't even playing anymore. I was just
Really?
seeing what I could do. Yeah. I actually stopped playing around 2003.
Yeah, that's
that was
about the time that I
that was about the time I gave up.
whenever World of Warcraft, whenever World of Warcraft came out, it wasn't long after that. I played back in vanilla.
Yeah.
I guess they call it
I
vanilla.
think that was around 2005-ish.
Well, whenever that date was, that's when I mean, they had just WoW had just fired up, and a bunch of old subspace players uh, uh, lured me into World of Warcraft. It
I
was
was actually playing EverQuest 2
yeah,
around that
there was
time.
some of them. Yeah, I had friends that were playing EverQuest. But, yeah, I never
Yeah,
played
because
it.
I was an EverQuest person back in the day on the
Ah,
first EverQuest. But I was always a loner. I never really joined like you know,
well,
what do
I
they
was
call
in
it? A
Guild,
clan or whatever.
Guild, yeah, Guild.
Guild, that's it, guild, yeah.
Yeah, I was in two. Well, I was in the one guild, and that was all subspace players. It was like shit, 20 plus 25 of us. Uh, that were most of us were.
This was for World of Warcraft.
Yep, yep,
Oh,
old subspace players like
yeah.
Talisman. Uh,
That name's familiar for some reason. I don't
yeah,
know why.
Talisman. Uh, I think Famous
Oh,
Anus was in it. Gosh, I can't remember now.
yeah. Even when I played EverQuest 2, I did join a guild at
Mm,
some point because I really wanted to do the group quests, and
yeah,
that
raids.
was what
Yeah.
I was always lagging behind, like because I couldn't kill the enemies. They were
Hmm.
meant for groups.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's
So I always
but
so I
basically
tried
what.
to join a guild, but
Yeah.
it was a tiny one, and they barely
Yeah.
did anything. They
Well,
tried to do like one raid, but it like
well,
everybody was like a different level,
my
but they had this
experience.
thing where you could try to get to the same. There was a system where you could like even off the level, but it was like really hokey.
Mm, well, for us doing raids, it was. I mean, the 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 people I was playing with were very, very, very good. And I mean, they could do these. They could do what was called, like a 40-man raid, where it would, it's recommended that you have at least, your cap is 40. So it's built for 40 players. Yeah.
Yeah, I never ever have seen
And
anything like that.
well,
I know they exist.
yeah, we went though. There would only be 25 of us, and they could do it.
Oh, so
They
you were
could.
able to do it with 25?
Yes, they were that good. I mean,
Nice.
they had this. Oh yeah, they're all very, very good, and they just say, "Okay, Grunt, well, go in here, Grunt. You just go over there and stand by that wall and don't fire at anybody. Don't attack anybody. You just wait until we tell you to attack." So
Yeah,
that's what
timing's
I did.
everything. Yep.
Yeah, so you just go over there and stand for a while, and when I say go, you go. Yeah, I got carried a lot.
Yeah. EverQuest 1, that had that was like the first thing that I knew had raids, but I never ever actually played in one because like I said, I never really joined a guild.
Hmm.
So yeah, I was a lone wolf.
I think Jeff Peterson might have been in the in our
Oh,
guild.
he actually switched over to the EverQuest team.
Yeah,
Yeah, so his name is on all that.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
he was a big part of it. Yep,
Yeah,
pretty
that's
cool.
right. That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right.
Yep, that was Sony at the time. Well, it was like I don't know, it was like a studio called Verant or something like that back then.
Mm.
And then I think Sony had a stake in them or something. Yeah.
That's right, man. That's so much of that shit I've forgotten.
Yeah, but EverQuest 1, you always had to try to find like a group to play with, and I always had trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The thing I like to do in World of Warcraft is just world PvP, where I would go into alliance areas and attack alliance. I was the Horde, but
Oh.
I would go into alliance areas and kill them in their home territory.
Yeah. In
You know,
EverQuest 2, at first I played on a player versus environment server,
yeah.
and then later on I tried to do the player versus player stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I chose a terrible class for it.
Well, I pretty
I
much
I
stuck
chose
with.
it was I think it was like a necromancer type of thing where you
Mm-hmm.
have pets.
Oh,
Yeah, and it really didn't work for
I think
PvP.
it's in World of Warcraft. I think that was the hunter.
Oh,
I think it was called a hunter that had pets. Or those
yeah, I don't remember
pets that
what
would
the
help
name
you
of the
attack.
class was. There were a couple types of classes that could have pets,
Well, I had
but
a
yeah, I just wanted to do that because I wanted something different. But
yeah. I
I was
switched.
always getting taken out by rangers because they're just using arrows and they just
Yeah,
pop out and they kill me in 1 second because their
yeah.
damage is so high. So it was a mistake.
I had a retribution paladin. Ret pally is what I played. That was my main. My main used to be Gruntster, and he was a warrior, an orc warrior, uh,
Oh,
heavily armed.
you were a tank.
Yeah, I was a tank, but then I switched over to the Retribution Pally, which is, can't take the
Combination healer type of thing.
no. Yeah, well, the Retribution Pally is not the healer. It's
Oh, really?
it's an attack. Yeah, it's made for attacking. It's pure
Okay.
offense. Very little
So it's like
healing.
it's a mixture of a tank and a DPS.
Yeah. It's primarily DPS. Primarily DPS. Not,
Hmm.
I didn't, build the healing tree. I had very little of that, and more just doing just pure damage.
Yeah. Yeah, in
That
EverQuest 2, I actually tried a lot of the classes they had.
I only did 2 of them. I did the different skills, but
Yeah. The coolest one was I think it was called what's it called? Coercer. That was it. Basically, I could mesmerize and control enemies.
huh, oh,
Yeah, it was interesting. It was like having a pet, but you make
yeah,
your own pets by taking over the
taking
enemies.
over other players. Wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty bizarre.
And because of that, I was actually able to take out groups of players.
Wow,
Like that was why it was cool to me because the
you'd
trouble I
end
was
up
always having was I could never beat the group players. Like
right,
basically there's certain monsters and groups of monsters
yeah.
that have like double or triple um, markers on them, and that means you should have like a lot more people.
You need more. Yeah, you need 3 people.
Yeah,
Recommend to have 3 people to go after this one.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
So with the coercer, I was able to actually
Course.
mesmerize enough of
Right.
them at the same
Right.
time and have
And
certain ones
them
fighting each
serve as
other.
your. Yeah. They serve as your group.
Yeah, they're like my meat shield too. But then
Right.
if my
Right.
mesmerization
Yeah.
thingy, it would randomly break, and then I could get in trouble and then have to run away.
I've got a few screenshots of my Retribution Pally in World of Warcraft. I've still got some of those that I've got saved. I don't have any screenshots of my warrior, but I got Laquisha. my paladin was
I've heard that
look.
name on your
Yeah, yeah.
Discord.
Well, I've got that on Subspace. Yeah, I got that name in Subspace also. But yeah, Laquisha was my Retribution Pally. She was vicious.
Yeah.
But I could strip her down to her underwear. It looks like kind of like a bikini. So I could take off all my armor, with a couple of buttons I could hit and just totally disrobe and be running around in a bikini.
Woohoo.
Yeah, woohoo! I got a shot of myself with a couple of my guild laying on a beach under a umbrella, beach umbrella, and bikinis. We're tanning on the beach. I got a shot of that one.
So you were the player that had the female character.
Yeah, I'm the guy. I'm that
You were a
guy
guy
to get items. Yeah, get items from
from
teen
other players.
boys. Yeah, from teen boys. I play a chick to get items for free from teen boys.
Oh man.
I'm that guy.
Yeah, actually my player versus player
Mm.
character in EverQuest 2 actually was female.
Yeah.
That was just to
See,
change
you
things
did
up.
that
But it
too.
wasn't to get it wasn't to like to
You,
get anything from anyone.
yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. I get it.
I
Yeah.
was hoping that it would have people not want to kill me as much.
Yeah. Oh well. Look, that's just a girl. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me tell you, they had no pity on me. They just those rangers just kept shooting arrows at me.
Well, Legacy is 0-0 so far. He's Legacy's third in damage on his team so far. That's kind of unusual.
Well, it's because he's in the Warbird.
Yep, that's exactly what I was fixing to say. Possibly that's because he's not in his weasel. But again, I think that goes back to who he's got playing around him.
The thing is, you look at the lineup. There's no one else to replace. Like,
Well, yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
want Curie or Killer Cam.
Killer Cam, yeah. Cam is.
Like Curie is very not aggressive. He's always in the back.
Yeah. He's
And
nice
then Killer
guy
Cam,
though.
he's way too aggressive at times.
Yeah, Cam is just He's Cam.
Yeah. Yeah, he won't last long if they put him in.
No.
The other team has options. Like they have Creature, who seems to be okay.
Yeah.
Fong is decent, I think.
Dutch.
Dutch is okay too.
Paul. Yeah. Dutch.
Yeah. Avalon is probably the weakest one on their team there.
Yeah. I agree.
But yeah, so like, I'm thinking that I don't know the name of the team, but Ra's team has options to switch, to sub people out, whereas Legacies doesn't.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Carabanog says his packet loss is at 10%.
Oof.
Yeah, he says that he didn't think it's going to sound great if he gets on voice. He rebooted, but
It makes me wonder if they took out another submarine cable.
Yeah. Those fucking Russians, man.
Because they're doing something. Like I heard they're building up on the border
Right?
to Finland or something.
Oh, yeah. 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 I've been,
That's a little scary, but ooh,
yep. Yep.
that
But I
saved
think
Mirror
that,
just saved Legacy.
but the difference between Finland and Ukraine is number one, Finland is more, I think, better prepared militarily, and Finland is part of NATO
Yeah, it's part
now.
NATO, so
So
kind of
yeah,
obligated to
that
help them
kind of
if anything were to
yeah,
happen.
that's a whole different animal. When you go fucking with Finland, you fuck with anybody in NATO, that's going to be a very bad day for you because
Yeah.
that's one of Putin's primary things is
He wants to
seeing
weaken it as much as possible.
NATO. Yeah, NATO is pretty much surrounding his ass. So all he's
Yeah.
got is China and North Korea, and China's not really that gung ho about you know jumping in there and helping them out. They'll sell them some shit. Yeah, we'll sell you a few items, but they don't. They're not
Yeah, they're
selling.
there to make a buck.
Yeah, but
What they
they're
really
not.
want is the energy stuff, you know.
Yep.
They want
Well,
the oil
China
and the
buy.
gas.
Yeah, China's pretty much their only customer for oil. I mean, that's well, not their only customer, but
Well, it's a
their
huge country.
main.
They have tons of people that need it
Yeah,
there.
and it's there, and they got a pipeline. They're right next door, so they could. Yeah, it's really sad. One great thing though is getting the southern border under control. Trump has managed to change that situation in a hurry.
Well,
Ooh, good job.
see how that turns out. I'm just spectating. Yeah, today there were a bunch of I don't know. I feel like they do this uh just for show. I don't know, but like today there were a bunch of fighter jets just flying around like over and over and over, making lots of noise
Where?
around my house.
Arizona, around in Arizona. Yeah.
No,
Wow.
I'm in New York, man. They're flying up the Hudson.
Oh, you're in New York. I don't know why I thought you were in Arizona.
Oh,
Oh, I'm thinking. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. Yeah.
yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
they're starting to
I
get
feel
that
like
shit.
they always do that
Well,
when they want to just
they had
show off stuff.
they had the Naval Academy graduation.
Oh, you think it's that?
Yep. Yep.
Oh, could be that then.
Yep. It was the Naval Academy. They had their graduation, and
Hmm.
they did have a flyover for that.
Yeah, but this wasn't just one. This was like I feel
Yeah.
like there were like five,
Yeah. It was. Yeah. They had a
and it was
formation.
super loud too. And there were
For
two each round had two fighter jets like
well,
next to each other.
where the Naval Academy's in Annapolis, right? I believe Annapolis, Maryland,
Oh,
and that's where the graduation was.
hmm.
And they did a flyover for that.
Yeah. I know closer to where I am, there's West Point, but I don't know what they do
Right,
there.
right. Well, they could have had a graduation too. I mean,
Possible. Yeah, but usually they don't fly that low. Like they were flying pretty low. You know,
yeah,
it was really shaking everything.
restricted airspace.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, back after like 9/11 and all that stuff, they were
Hmm.
flying things around the city when I was working. I could see like military
Right.
aircraft, like big ones, flying around the city. I'm like, whoa, this is kind of close.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like that was just another show of force or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I always feel like it's
What
publicity type of
scare
thing.
Canada? I mean,
I feel like it's more of the government trying to tell the people, oh look, we're here. We're, you
right,
know.
right. Well, I do think Trump needs to lighten the fuck up on Canada.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's just I don't even know what he's thinking there.
yeah, that's
It doesn't make any sense.
yeah. He's got a lot bigger fish to fry than them. I mean,
He is just
we're
antagonizing
joined at
everybody.
we're joined at the hip with Canada, whether he likes it or not. I mean, we're inseparable.
Yeah.
You know, disrespecting their sovereignty is just, you know,
He's doing that everywhere.
yeah. But yeah,
There was that thing
Greenland. Yeah,
with
Greenland.
Greenland, right?
Yeah, Greenland. What the fuck is he thinking?
He
Yeah,
wants
we're
to mess
gonna.
with Denmark now, right?
Yeah, hey, how much money you want for Greenland? Oh, well, this isn't a hotel,
Ridiculous.
Chief. Yeah, well, this is not a hotel. This is a country.
It's not Walmart.
Yeah.
He wants to go country shopping.
Mm-hmm. Stick to real estate that's actually for sale.
Oh man, this is tiring watching this. This is just not going anywhere. I have a feeling the subs from Ra's team is gonna pay off at some point when they
Yep, I
get
agree.
to
Yeah,
that.
that's what Sayed is saying. He says that, you know,
Oh yeah,
well,
I haven't been
he
reading.
he said Copper just isn't managing their game properly, and I said, well, look, man, they don't have any subs.
Legacy's gonna die. Oh,
Uh,
okay. I guess that was it.
wow, Legacy goes as 4-2, and there's your final score, 4-2, Alpha.